Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for tonight's client support call. I know down on the screen it says I'm Tony Baroni, but I am not. I'm not as good looking, that's for sure. My name is Jackie, or Jacqueline Lawrence, and I'm a certified health coach with Optavia. I have been a client since January 1st. And I haven't jumped on the scale not until tomorrow, but probably close to 65 pounds since then. And I've also, gained a lot of self-confidence. I've gained the use of my hands back because I had carpal tunnel that flared up a lot. I used to wear wrist braces at night. And I feel like I've also gained my family back because I have more energy. I'm in a better mood from eating healthy. Anyway, I became a coach shortly after I started. One was because financially I needed to figure out how to pay for my program. And financially I wanted to start helping my family save. But also, I feel like the main reason that I started becoming a health coach was because I wanted to give this gift to others, how amazing this program was. It was offered to me through my coach, Sarah, and I wanted to inspire and encourage others to gain their health back. And that's what I really wanted to do. I would encourage any of you that want to do the same thing to reach out to your coach and inquire about what coaching could offer to you and what it could do for you. Tonight, we're going to hear from two different clients who have just recently taken the jump to become coaches, and they are going to share their successes and some of the things that they've gone through. And then we're going to also open it up for questions so you guys can ask them anything. At the end, I'm going to be discussing our chapter just a little bit and the lesson that went with it. If you wanted to go ahead and grab your book, if you have it on you, you can grab it. We're in chapter 4, and we're going to go ahead and start now. Well, I am now going to bring on Georgiana. She is one of my clients. Hold on, I'm going to unmute her. Here we go. Okay, Georgiana, hit the button to unmute yourself.
There we go.
Okay. Georgiana and I met back in March, okay? And I'm going to have her share her story and how she's felt since starting the program, why she decided to try our program, and how much she's lost, and about her struggles and things like that. Okay, Georgiana, go ahead and take it away.
All right, thank you. I started in March. I really got really motivated because my husband started doing keto and working out all the time, and he lost about 15 or 20 pounds, and that put him at only about 10 pounds heavier than me. So I was like, that's not going to work for me. So I thought, I've got to do something. I was at 205 pounds, and I thought, that's how much I weighed with both of my children when I had them. I was at 205 with both of them. So I thought, man, this isn't working for me. So when I saw Jackie's post, I don't know if it had been through a mutual friend. I said, okay, what are you doing? What's going on? And she told me, and of course I was like, oh, I can't afford that, So she gave me some ways that I could afford it. And I was like, no, we're on Dave Ramsey. He's not going to prove that. So about a week, she added me to the two groups. And about a week later, I was like, okay, this is working too well for people. Hang on, I got to plug myself in. So I went ahead and joined. I found the money, went ahead and joined. And the first week, I probably lost 5 or 6 pounds. Second week, about the same. So I thought, okay, this is working. So just kind of, it just steadily went down and went down and went down. And by the next month, I was struggling monetarily. We were in the process of moving and some other things. And we're actually paying two house payments. So this was a true struggle, because anyways. So I thought, well, I'll put it off for a little bit. And then I just kind of maintained that for about 2 weeks. And that's probably after, never mind. That's really kind of a later story. Sorry, I'm getting my stories mixed up. But basically, I've just kind of gone up and down with money. I drink a lot of Diet Coke. Not anymore, but I love Diet Coke. I'm an addict. And I didn't drink water at all. I just didn't. So it really wasn't a struggle to start drinking enough water, but I wasn't making up for the Diet Coke or two I still had during the day. So that was something that Jackie encouraged me to do. And now I drink like 88 ounces of water a day. I still have a Diet Coke because I still love them, but that was probably one of my biggest struggles, is to stop the all day long drinking Diet Coke. Mm-hmm. And then I hit a plateau or two and had Jackie started following me on MyFitnessPal, and was like, okay. But then I was doing better because Jackie was looking at my thing every day. So I was like, okay, I've got to do exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So, but as soon as I knew that somebody was looking at it and I followed the plan exactly, I started dropping weight again. So I think that's my two biggest takeaways at this point was, okay, more water, definitely, and stay on plan strictly, and do those two things, and that works for me.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, staying on plan is proven. There's proven results.
Yeah.
Do you have questions for Georgiana right now? Like, I'm going to see if I can see anybody's hands raised. Okay. Oh, Anissa does. Hold on, Anissa. I'll get you. All right. Go ahead, Anissa.
I wanted to see what did you say that you guys were using, that you were watching her?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Georgiana.
MyFitnessPal, because you can invite friends to view your profile. And so Jackie, I invited her to view my profile, and when she could see what I was eating. And of course you could log your water and everything there. So she looked at it. Of course I was doing really good when she was looking at it. So I was doing everything right. But
what a great idea.
That's what I needed, was the accountability to stick to the program and know I knew what I was supposed to be doing. And I already knew what I was doing wrong. It's just then having that, like, okay, she's going to look at it. I've got to do the right thing, And I didn't lie. I normally lie on things like that. So if I didn't lie, I wanted it to be accurate. So
yeah, I super appreciated it too, because we could see where she was doing without and where she was cutting corners, because it was really important for her to get in the proper protein and healthy fats. And sometimes, corners get cut. Right. And then also she wasn't getting near as much water as she needed to, maybe 48 to 64 ounces, but then she was getting maybe 2 cans of soda or 2 bottles of soda in. And so you have to make up for that to get that sodium flushed out and stuff like that. MyFitnessPal is really good. I found out early in coaching that when I had clients that I could follow them, and then they could allow me to see their journaling. And MyFitnessPal has MetaFast. Things you can add, so you don't have to put in all the information. You can just find what it says, and it's basically the same thing as what the Optavia fuelings are.
Oh, great. Okay, I'm gonna have to get that with one of my clients.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions for Georgiana? I'm looking around. Hands. Okay. I have one more question for you, Georgiana. Okay, so besides what you said for someone who struggles to stay on plan and stick to it, okay, what would you say to those people that have, they're having a hard time sticking to plan? Like, how would you encourage them besides just saying stick to plan?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have. I really, that's a good question. I don't know, other than just that was a hard question, Jackie.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
just to continue to be encouraging to them is about all I could think of. And like, drink water, you can make it through those cravings.
That's exactly what I would think
Yeah.
you would say, is just being encouraging. Like, it's only for this day. Take
Yeah.
this one day at a time, this moment, and evaluate. And we're going to be looking at making choices tonight. And there's 3 different choices that you can set up, and you can set up goals and charts and things like that. But thank you so much, Georgiana. I really do appreciate you volunteering to share with us tonight. And I know that it's encouraged many people. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now we're going to bring on Melanie. And I know that if you were on here 2 or 3 weeks ago, Melanie shared, but she has offered to share again, and she is amazing, her story. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute Melanie and have her tell more about her journey so far. So let me find you, Melanie. And there you go.
There you go. It had to ask me permission. I hadn't seen that before. That was interesting.
That's the only way I know how to do it.
Yeah, works for me. Well, yep, I'm Melanie. Nice to meet all of y'all. I have been on program now. I just actually finished my 10th week today, which is really exciting. I'm feeling still just as encouraged and motivated as day one. It's very interesting. Usually I'm totally burned out on any other program, and I falter, but I feel so good on this program. It's giving me a drive that I didn't even know that I had, a capability I didn't know that really existed. And the interesting thing is I came into this with so many obstacles already on my plate, just because I'm a nursing mom. So I have to have a little bit more than other people. So that was already going to be something that I had to work with. My son was having some reactions to things that were in my diet, so I had to be aware of what fuelings I was eating. But then also, I have a history where I had gastric surgery, so I actually cannot eat that much. So when it comes to needing more calories but not being able to eat as much as recommended is a very difficult balance. And then also coming in with a hypothyroid and hormone issues. And I mean, it's like, I'm telling you, it was a lot of struggles, but this has been so incredibly easy to find a balance, to find a groove in which I've been able to lose 32 pounds in the last 10 weeks. And it just keeps going steadily. And I have so much energy, even though right now I'm literally on like 6 hours of sleep over the last 48 hours because my son does not want to sleep. And I'm surprised that I'm functioning, and I owe it all to Optavia, probably. The fact that I'm standing up is a miracle. Well, I'm not standing up right now, but the fact that I'm upright. So, yeah, and then I just became a health coach because I wanted to share this with people. I wanted people to know that this was an option because, to be honest, if I had known that this existed 2.5 years ago before I had weight loss surgery, this would have been my top choice. This would have been a healthier option. It would have saved me a lot of grief and pain and suffrage. People need to know. People need to know that this exists. It's not out there enough yet, and I want to be somebody who's advocating for Optavia. I want to be someone who introduces somebody that could save their life.
Yes, so true, Melanie. Yeah, being their advocate and being Optavia's advocate even is just like, I'm a teacher, and so we have to advocate for our students to get them the things that they need. And I feel that way about people and their health now. Like, I want to be there for them for their health. I mean, obviously, everybody's going to have their own path and they're going to choose their own journey, but I want them to know that this exists and is out there for them, and if they want to choose it. Does anyone have any questions for Melanie? Okay, I had like one or two. Okay. Well, you already answered one of them. I wrote down, like, why did you decide to pay it forward? And you already answered that. Okay. What do you feel?
What did your video froze? What did you say?
Oh, I said, you already answered one of my questions of why did you decide to pay it forward?
Okay.
And then the other one was, why do you feel, or no, sorry, what do you feel is some of the best advice you could give to someone starting program?
Forgive yourself. You're gonna have bumps in the road. It's gonna be a little difficult figuring out exactly like how to measure, how to weigh, eating at the correct times, maybe being hungry, struggling through the first few days of like detoxing and feeling kind of not your best as your body figures out this new journey. But you need to forgive yourself. If you have a slip up, it's not the end of the world. This process is about making progress. It's not perfection. You don't have to be number one, healthy person in the world right off the bat. Like, this is something that you're learning to do. I mean, if it was that easy, we would have all been doing it our entire lives. So if you're struggling, stay connected. Ask questions, be honest with yourself and be honest with your coach and your community, and everybody's going to have your back. We all have each other's back. So that's the best thing I could say. Forgive yourself.
Yeah, so good, Melanie. Thank you. I appreciate both ladies sharing tonight. Such good advice and testimonies. Man, I'm overwhelmed. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now. If you have your book with you, we're going to look over chapter 4. Okay, and it is on page 28. Health is all about choice. Okay, so in this chapter, okay, I'm not going to ask for raised hands to see who's read it, even though I posted in Delightfully Healthy this morning. Okay, but this chapter describes 3 different choices. Starts out with fundamental choice, primary choices, and secondary choices, and they all tie together. Now, starting out as a client, I got fundamental and primary confused, and it's kind of easy to get them confused, honestly. But Dr. Anderson breaks it down really well. Some of the highlights that I'm going to touch on are defining that, and I am not going to go over the lesson because I want you guys to really dig deep and go into the lesson, okay? It's lesson 6. You fill out your goals, your choices, and how you can overcome some of the things that you are struggling with. But, okay, so fundamental choice. A fundamental choice is like making the choice to do something. So for me, I'm a teacher. When I was in high school, I made the choice to know what I was going to do with my life. I thought I was going to start out being a child development. I was going to own my own daycare. That's what I thought I was going to do. And as time progressed, I realized that that wasn't for me. So the fundamental choice is making that choice of the path I'm going to go down. Our path right now with Dr. Anderson, and hopefully for the rest of our lives, is the choice of health. Okay, so we're choosing health. Do you want to be optimally healthy? I would hope so, since most of you are on this call, that you want that optimal health. I really like on page 29, I marked it right here. It says, our task after we've made the fundamental choice to choose health is to organize our primary choices that will produce the optimal health, and then to outline the secondary choices or actions that will support our primary goals. Okay, so now we have to decide, well, what's the difference between a fundamental goal and a primary goal? I mean, my primary goal is optimal health, right? That's where I got confused. A primary goal as we're going along, we learn that it is the actual outline of how we're going to achieve that fundamental goal. How am I going to get there from this step to this step? And we start creating structural tension charts, which are very important. You'll see that it says if we're looking at the foundations of health on page 30, there are, let's see, 8 different foundations of health. And he says, I want you to look at those categories, and I want you to think about how you're going to reach those goals. Remember, your health is a journey, not a destination. Okay? It's not where an ending point. It's a continual thing that we have to work on. I'm not just going to stop my health journey once I've achieved my optimal weight. In fact, I say, and I've heard somebody else say, that our health journey actually starts when we get to our optimal weight, because now we have to maintain that or work on maintaining that. Okay, so a good visual is a structural tension chart. As you're going along in the chapter, you saw that we have a 3-month goal, and then we have a year goal, and you need to start and you need to quantify it, break it down, okay, and be specific on what we want to achieve. This is so good. I hope you guys take the time to read this chapter. Okay, as I'm going along, I got my fundamental goal of, I chose health. My primary goal, I'm going to create a chart. How am I going to get there? I'm going to set specific goals, time frames, what I want to do, what I want to achieve. And they need to be realistic as well. Secondary choices. Secondary choices are action steps that support my primary choices. How am I going to get there? The day-to-day behaviors that can seem mundane and exhausting, because you're like, I've got to keep on drinking that 100 ounces of water. Well, maybe I can, just drink, 50 today. I really don't feel it. But it's a day-to-day choice, a secondary choice that supports that overall primary and fundamental choice that we have, okay? And there are days, just like Melanie said, that we slip up and we deviate and we have a hard time emotionally and we're learning how to deal with things. We have to get back up on and look at our goals and reevaluate ourselves and take a step back and say, what do I really want? Do I really want this? Is it worth it? And I believe in my heart that health is always worth it. That is pretty much the one reason why I jumped on this instead of taking any other type of supplements or any other program, because I felt like that was a very important thing for me. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this? Okay. I don't see anybody having any questions, but okay. What we need to remember is that we have choices and in life, anything, health, relationships, let me think. Some of us have children, how we discipline our children, we have choices, right? Or how we want our life to end up, goals with financial goals. We can make charts for all those things, and we can set primary goals and secondary goals and strive to achieve those. Dr. Anderson and Optavia, they give us the tools in order to achieve that optimal health. We've got to be able to pursue them, though. It's not just with the food. It's changing our mindset as well and making that choice for health. All right. If no one has any questions, I want to thank everyone for coming to tonight's call. We're ending a little bit early, 6 minutes. No one has any questions at all? Okay. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for getting on and taking the time to make your health important, okay? I will leave you with the saying that Optavia says, we're changing our lives one healthy habit at a time, and one of those is making the choice for health, okay? Well, everyone have a good evening, and I'll be talking to you later.